Hey guys, Jay Garland with Damon Buys Houses. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about our process, pretty much from beginning to end, and so that way you get an idea as to kind of behind the scenes and what goes into a deal that we may do. So first, we get phone calls coming in from people that are in foreclosure, that are inherited property. Maybe they just don't want it anymore. Maybe it's in disrepair and they just want to get rid of it. So it could be a litany of reasons. So they call in, talk to them. I'll ask them some questions about the property itself, how old the roof is, windows, any known issues, foundation, and such, what type of flooring, just to kind of get an idea of the property itself, and then I'll come out and take a look at it, or one of our partners. So we'll go out, we'll take a look at it. We're going to take a bunch of photos, anywhere from the landscaping to, we'll do a full 360 of the house, take pictures of every single room, take a picture of mechanicals, water heater, HVAC. If there's a sump pump, we'll take a picture of that too. We're going to research the GIS to get the boundaries of the property, which it's not perfect, but it's the best we got. And then obviously, meet with the client and try and get as much information as we can about the house. And then from there, we'll come back, kind of put everything together, the photos, the information we got, run comps so that way we can figure out what the property's worth. It's called an ARV. So the comps that we run are ARV, which is the repair value. So that's kind of the best of the best. So that's after maybe a new kitchen, a new bath, or a new HVAC, a new roof, or whatever it may need. So that's the value after that. So we go from there. We subtract everything that the house will need, holding costs and such, and interest and things like that, closing costs, kind of just spits on a number. That number is just that, it's a number. So we will get a hold of the client, either in person or the phone, go over everything with them, because we're very transparent. We don't want any gray area whatsoever in any of our dealing, and kind of go through like, hey, this is what the house is worth fixed up, this is how much it's going to cost to fix it up, and these are the things that we're going to do to it. A lot of our clients actually want to come back after it's all said and done, just to kind of see the house in its full glory again, because a lot of these houses, they've been in the family for years, especially if it's an inherited property. They want the best for the house, so we more than happy to have those clients come back, check it out. Many occasions, even if they're outside of the state, once it's all done, whether it's a flip or a rental, whichever we do with it, I'll send them the updated pictures once we're all said and done, just so they get to see it once it's complete. But so long as we come to terms on that number, from there, we send the contract to our partner who does title work. That's usually the longest part of the process at that point, because our contracts are very straightforward. They're one page. We pride ourselves on this. There are two loopholes. One is you can sell the property. You own it, you can sell it. If you can't, obviously we can't buy it. The other is we do a home inspection. Just like any other home inspection, if you're gonna buy a house, you'd want a home inspection. And this is for the stuff that I can't see. I'm not a contractor by any means. So we do a home inspection, so that way, if there's a septic issue or a sewage issue, I'm not licensed for that. I'm not, I guess, trained in that. So we do that. And we're only looking for big, glaring issues. If the house is falling down, we're probably not going to buy it. If the window is broken, we're going to buy it. So those are the only two stipulations we have. Is the clear title, means you can sell it, you own it. And then the home inspection, we're looking for major issues, where the house is imploding, maybe cut the main beam and the floor is going to fall in, stuff like that. Other than that, we're not scared. We go through with it. So we send it to the title company. Title company then does a title search, and essentially what that is they're looking for any old judgments. So if Mr. Smith has a judgment against him that's attached to the property, maybe it's an old medical bill, maybe it's a car repossession, maybe he got sued and it got attached to the property. Whatever it is, it's going to show up in that title, and that debt is going to have to be cleared to be able to get clear title so you can sell it. Most of the time, it comes back clear and there's no issues. But there is some time for that to take place. can be anywhere from a week to 10 days to 2 weeks. That's usually the longest process, because once it comes back, we're good, we're ready to go. The thing that I stress with each and every client is that we're on your timeline. And what that means is we may be able to close in a week or two, but you may not be ready. You may not be ready for a month or 2 months or even 3 months. The longest that I've held off on buying a house is 7 months. And that's because it's supposed to be stress-free. It's supposed to be easy. It's supposed to make it to where it's how you have a smile on your face versus, oh my gosh, I have to move my stuff in 2 weeks. We don't want that. If you want to move in 2 weeks, feel free. We'll buy it in 2 weeks. If you want to wait 3 months, again, feel free. We'll buy it in 3 months. Our whole mindset and business practice and philosophy is to make it easy. That's the whole thing. Hassle-free home buying, cash offers, made easy. That's it. So once that title comes back, like I said, we're ready to roll. If you're not, we wait. If you are, we go. And we close and take possession of the house. Now, the other thing that I like to stress with clients is up until the day of closing, you are responsible for the utilities, obviously, and taxes and anything of that sort up until that day. After that day, it's all mine. I will take over the payment of taxes, utilities, and such. So you just have to maintain up until that day. And then after that, guys, there is one thing that I want to stress and hit upon is that everyone here at Damon Buys Houses is a licensed real estate professional in the state of Virginia. That's a big deal. And what that means is we have a responsibility to act in your best care because you are our clients. There are many organizations out there, companies that do not have a license. And what that means is if I go and something doesn't go, the way it's supposed to go, I do my best to make sure that everything goes smoothly, goes correctly, and is held up by the highest standard. But there are other organizations that don't have this and are not governed by a license. So they can say and do whatever they want. I stress that our contracts are 1 page. Their contracts are normally anywhere from 3 to 8 pages long, and those additional pages are all loopholes. I have seen it to where it's how people have lost their houses in foreclosure because they signed a contract with someone else, tied up their house for several months, went into foreclosure, lost the house, and could not sell it. And I could not buy it because it was already under contract. They never closed, which was unfortunate because I would have bought it and I would have closed before the foreclosure. I want to stress, and I stress it hard, ask for a license. You wouldn't take your car to a mechanic who's not licensed. But anyway, you wouldn't go to a doctor who doesn't have a medical license. Every professional has a license. Every contractor, every, like you said, mechanic, every realtor, every lawyer, anyone that has, a license has it, so that way they can prove that they've done, the proper required testing and, has passed that test. And every year we have to take more and more tests to maintain our license. There's those that don't do any of that and are not held to the same standards. So do your homework, make sure that you find someone that is licensed, whether it's us or somebody else. There are many, many companies out there that do have licensed real estate agents on their staff and do this as their full-time gig, and they are phenomenal people. I'm sure everyone is. Do your due diligence and make sure that the company is reputable and is licensed, so that way you get the best possible outcome. And a wrap up. Hopefully everyone, or some of you, got something out of this. If you have done business with us prior, please leave a comment below. If there's anything that I missed or if you have a question on, same thing, please leave a comment below. Make sure you like and subscribe so we can get more content just like this. And again, Jay Garland with Damon Buys Houses here in Salem, Virginia.